Welcome back, Digital Card Fighters. This is Kyle D from Ride My Avatar, bringing you another deck profile with some gameplay. Today, deck profile is, of course, the king of the ring, the king of contenders, MLB. So, with this deck, of course, it's king because of its ability to consistently, as long as there is a Blaster Dark and a Blaster Blade, you get plus 2k. Very good. But when this unit attacks, it gets plus, if you suck in both of these guys, you get 1,000 until the end of battle, and its original crit becomes 2. So it's a permanent 2 after that. So it's not hard to get the blasters in the soul. So MLB is a threat because it sits at a 12k base, and it's not even just that 12k base. It's the reason why it has an inherited crit. It's so easy to get off, it's not even funny. So then we run Palamedes at 4 as draw triggers because it's 13 and hits cross ride numbers. Then we run Ganslot because it just searches out Blaster Blade. You can keep this in your hand and just go like, hey, you're gonna go get me a Blaster Blade. Call me a day. Then we run 1 King of Knights Alfred because you need to be able to get that final piece, and sometimes paying 3 counterblasts to grab that Blaster Dark or the Blaster Blade is just so useful. Then you have Blaster Dark. He's literally only gets to use his effect if you ride him on Vanguard, but he's just there to be sucked in. Kind of sad. He doesn't have much else for life. When placed, counterblast to call a grade 2 blaster from your deck, which is fantastic here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 targets to do so, which isn't bad. Then we have our Benevere, because Benevere literally becomes a 12k, which hits Majesty Lord's numbers. Then we have Blaster Blade, because play him, you're literally 2 for 1-ing grade 2s. So basically, you retire one, now you have a Blaster Blade that can swing into the other. Cool. So then we run 2Ks, because if you have nothing else, you can bring him up to the front and you can hit a 10k. Then you have the basic Ate Marin. Then you have our basically damage denier best friend, and card filter when you just clogged with everything else that you don't need anything anymore. You just discard a card from your hand to draw a card. So it helps filter and adds and damage denies. Then you have Flash Shield is your PG, and then you have the ace of the deck that hasn't been errata yet, but when this unit attacked by a Blaster Blade, this unit boosted hits. Counterblast, put it into soul to add a blaster from your deck to your hand, which is really good, very solid. And we run all draws because it's a combo deck. You don't need to run crits because MLB will just do the job tenfold. There's a reason why this deck is so super consistent, because it doesn't need as much. Its toolbox. Without any issues of being toolbox, you're fine. Sorry. Exceed, liberate the lock. Ooh, do we actually have a good game coming forwards for you guys? So, let me just tell you something here. These two we want to put back. That's fine. These are literally Blaster Blades. So, we're going to put those two back. So, we got a way of getting Blaster Dark now, which isn't terrible. Which, we're going to try to avoid using this skill as frequently as possible. So what we're gonna do is, hopefully he might damage deny us, who knows. We're gonna have to call Marin down just to see. Ooh, so we got our 3rd Blaster Blade. So what we're gonna do here is call, and we're just gonna save our Blaster Blade. We're gonna swing into it. Hopefully. Nope, that was a PG, which would have probably been useful to rest and just grab. So we got rid of their Blaster Dark, the 2nd copy. They got 1 in hand now, which isn't terrible. So what's gonna happen here is he's gonna call and probably pass his turn, because he can't retire this. So he's want to damage deny us and set us back a turn. So one of the two options. If he doesn't do that, then he's trying to push too much damage, and he's trying to rush, trying to outpace us. But the problem is, by doing so, we have Blaster Blade. Oh, nope, he's actually going for the swing by the looks of it. Is he gonna go to? Ooh. So retire 2 of your rear guards to add a Phantom Blaster Overlord from your deck to your hand. Very interesting. So he's going for the push, which isn't terrible, but I don't think that was the best option he could have done. He got the heal, which is very important, but it's not going to hold up too much here because we're going to take this damage. We lost the Blaster Dark, which is fine. That's why we run 4. Okay, so we already have 3/3 of the combo pieces here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to call... We call Blaster Dark here. Would be probably the best option. We're not going to invoke, because we can always grab with the Trumpeter. Dang it, it was supposed to be the Blaster Blade. That's fine. So we're going to call Blaster Blade anyway down. I'm not going to invoke. We're just going to swing into natural stuff. So we're going to grab MLB. Ooh, we got the draw trigger. Will we need to grab MLB? That's the question. So we're gonna have to hopefully. Ooh, he got his second heal, which isn't good in his thing, because now we're kind of in this situation where we can just grab. So no matter what, we're gonna have access to a few pieces that we want next turn. So we got Trumpeter, which is going to help us out because I like to save my Trumpeters. So, with only 1 damage, they're not really gaining anything, but they might be just using the Phantom Bringer Demon to bring Overlord to their hand, which wouldn't be a bad play. Ooh, I don't think this is going to be good if he doesn't call another Grade 2 down, because then I'm just pressuring the whole time. Okay, so he's going to retire these 2. He's got Overlord in his hand, which isn't bad. That was probably a very solid play. So he's going to swing 10k at our rear, and then he's got the 11k, 17k here. So we'll take another point of damage, which we want. Okay. Ooh, meaning 2 PGs are still in his deck. Ooh, we got our heal, which is going to help us immensely here. So now that we have MLB, we're going to just straight up. Cool, we can make numbers with this. So we're going to ride. So he does have a Grade 2. It's not really important for us to use the effect, but we're going to at least put 2 triggers back. So Ganslot's going to go back, grab us a Blaster Blade, and then Ganslot's going to go back and grab us our final Blaster Blade. So, again, I like making a bluff here where my opponent doesn't know what I'm going to do. So we're going to activate Trumpeter. I'm going to call Blaster Dark behind the Vanguard, because he's going to gain the power anyway that you need. So we're going to call. So he might have 2 Overlords here, which is going to really hurt at the end of the day. But that is fine, because we're going to swing 16 here. Then we're going to punch the Vanguard in the face for a total of 17. Ooh, 3rd heal out of the deck. With 2 PGs still in deck, this is going to put him at a massive disadvantage here. So we're going to suck in these 2. Now we're 22. No matter what, we're hitting here. And anything helps here. Ooh, that's a PG I would have loved. That's another PG I would have loved. Oh. Ooh, he hit a draw trigger. So this might put us at a disadvantage here if he did not get his other PGs. So what's going to happen now is we're going to be PG checking a lot. So Overlord just came down, which is 13k right now. Ooh. So triple arm is a really good spicy tech, I think, in an opinion, because you can just retire and just hit numbers. So what's going to happen here is he's going to drop an Overlord to hit me. He's going to hit me with the rear guard here first. So the rear guard column is going to attack here, and then he's going to try to push me for a grand total of 3 damage. By the looks of it, he doesn't run any crits, but with the amount of heals out of his deck, it's really risky at the moment for him because he's in such a bad spot. If he doesn't have the PG to answer this check, it might not be the best thing to activate Overlord's skill until he knows that he can really kill me. So what is going to happen here? What is my opponent thinking? He's got 19 on the board, and then he's got another 14. So he's got the 14, but the 19 is the question. I put back pretty much, I have 3 heals still in deck. So, likely of us hitting the heals are going to be a big thing. So, no trigger. Well, no defensive trigger. So he's going to drop the Overlord. No, he didn't. No extra trigger, though. Okay, so he gave us 2 to play with, which isn't terrible, but so what we're going to do here is play our Blaster Blade. We're going to remove this one here. And then we're going to call. And we're going to call here. What we're hoping for is to pretty much PG check. So, what we're going to do is pretty much check if he's got that PG. He's got the PG, GG. We're going to power up this rear guard. No heal trigger. So the PG is active. So we could just let him remove one of our rear guards and then he can attempt to swing in with this other Overlord. But no matter what here, he's got to... He's going to get the Phantom Overlord. No matter what we do here, he's going to have to retire 2 rear guards, which he can retire these 2 to trigger that. So we're going to just turn Endo here. Because I don't want to give him too much counterblast. Because he's just going to call a unit down here. So he's probably thinking to grab the Overlord, depending on what's on his hand. Ooh, he's got a 10k. So what is he going to do here? Does he retire the 2 in the back, hoping to hit the magic numbers here? So what does he do? Oh, he is activating to retire this. So he gets rid of one of our rear guards. Ooh. So he already has the Overlord in hand. This is the key. So he's dropping it. He has the ability to do it. Yep. So again, no PG in hand. This is where it comes down to literally heal checking. But this is why I wanted to keep our damage even, so that if I reveal the heal in this right now, ooh, we got the draw. Come on. Ooh. So heal trigger, please. Dang. So that wasn't terrible. I did make a misplay in there, and I honestly feel bad. I should have played it a little differently. But, you know, it was a close game, no less. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for the next one.